these mantras. I will explain the meaning of these mantras in the course of the class. First I will sing, you will hear me singing, and then you will try to repeat with me. Not needed. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine. Just try to sing. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasani Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Little louder. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada. युग धर्म हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय. Thank you for participating in the kirtan. It's very important to have an auspicious beginning, and that is this kirtan. How many of you know this mantra, Hare Krishna Mahamantra? You know this? You also know? Everybody knows? This is not something new. Some people ask me why you have written the wrong spelling. But actually, it's not the wrong spelling, it's the correct spelling. There is something called as Sanskrit transliteration. And according to the Sanskrit transliteration, the word re is written as R with a small dot. The word sh is written with S with a small dot. And the word ana.
What S is making the difference?
Yes.
Fish, sheep.
Yes. So there is an entire Sanskrit transliteration. It is there in the Bhagavad Gita also. You see. So it is said, have a look. Move this around and have a look. This is the language which is used for Sanskrit transliteration.
But this dog is not part of this.
No, this is Sanskrit transliteration. English language does not has this alphabet. Ana.
Yeah.
So N with dot is Ana. Krishna.
And with the dot is
Ana. If I write a dash above the A, then it becomes A. So please take note, I am not saying Krishna. I am saying Krishna. Krishna is Draupadi. Krishna is Krishna. That is the translation. There are two A's in Ram. The first A has a dash, it is A. And the second A has no dash, so it is A. Rama. Rama. Yeah. Not Rama. Okay. So we'll begin our discussion. This session is dedicated to His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. He is the founder Acharya of ISKCON. Everything which we speak in all the ISKCON courses all over the world is what is taught by him. Before I begin my discussions with all of you, I will seek his blessings by chanting some auspicious invocation pranam mantras, inviting the blessings of all my teachers, all my mentors, and especially Prabhupada. So please try to hear these mantras very carefully, and over a period of 4 or 5 classes, try to memorize it. I'm sorry, I'm having a little cough problem. Turn it off. Only this one, let it be on. No, you're switching on that fan. Anyways, I'll start. ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितनां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। मूकं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्य ईश्वरं। हरिः ओम तत्सत्। Hare Krishna. Santosh, can you bring it a little closer? I want, don't want to, is that also coming?
Yeah, that's also.
Okay. Speaker is visible. So the agenda for today's discussion is what every one of us are looking for in life. The need for the human beings. How essential is the spiritual need? Do we actually have a spiritual need? Should we be worried about it? How Bhagavad Gita can fully satisfy that need? And then a practical tip of the day. It's around 5:30 now. We'll have a discussion for around 1 hour. Is that fine? So what are we looking for in life? I would like to get some answers. What are you looking for in life? Peace and happiness. What are you looking for in life? Good. कुछ नहीं चाहिए.
Just happiness.
Just happiness. Peace and happiness. What are you looking for?
Peace, happiness.
Same. What do you want? See, they want only peace and happiness. What do you want?
I also want that. I want that I can believe in God, right? Or that because we hear so many things from others. This is good, that is good. Some confusion is there.
You want to develop faith in God.
Faith.
Very good.
We say like bhakti mein naam bhagwan ko bhakti dijiye usko. You have
Good.
50%.
You are looking for bhakti. You don't want anything. You are looking for peace and happiness. What are you looking for in life?
Now I want Arjunasakha.
You want Krishna in life. Very good. So let's see what common people say. Everybody is busy doing something or the other. Are you busy?
Yeah.
Are you busy? What are you busy in?
Same one. Take care of family.
Take care of family. What are you been? Playing. I will add next class. I will add that. You're busy going to school. Okay. What are you busy in? Okay. What are you busy in? You're not busy. Very good. So generally, we all are doing something. Some of us are busy taking care of the family. Some of us are going to work. Some of us are managing a business. Some of us are going to school. Which standard? Fourth standard. Some of us are busy playing, entertainment is there. See, some people are really busy doing something unethical also. They like to steal. They're very busy hatching a plot. इसके घर में घुसना है. We have to steal that. We have to steal this.
Cybercrime.
Cyber crimes. People are busy in that also.
See, yeah, they have a full-time job.
They have a full-time job.
To steal others' money.
You know such people?
No, I don't know. Time and again we hear the story.
Yes, yes, yes. And some people are busy. Yeah.
Because
Please come, sit down. And some people are busy serving God. Why we are doing all these things? Why you are busy taking care of your family? Why you are busy going to work? Why you are busy playing? Why you are busy, doing something? What is the main reason why you do what you do? What are you looking for?
means once if you take care of your family, it gives you happiness. And give you like your whatever the responsibility you are taking, you are discharging it successfully.
The way you are speaking looks like family life is very blissful. I'm a counselor in ISKCON, so I know both sides of the story. See, you are going to work because you want to be happy. You are taking care of family because you want to be happy. You are playing, why? You want to be happy. So the main reason why we do things in life is to get this happiness. अगर आपको अपने फैमिली का टेक केयर करने के बाद if you don't get happiness, you will not be interested.
So no use of that. Just simply waste of time and energy.
Yes. If you are going to work and if you don't find some happiness at work, which is rarely, I don't know if you are finding also or not. So, yeah, we generally have to say that we are. But most of us, we hate our bosses. We don't like our managers. So happiness, what is the definition of happiness which we have? I'll present some common definitions and you tell me whether majority of the world is into this definition or not. Buy this home and you'll become happy. Is this a common definition of happiness? This house at Sarjapur Road, 5.6 crores only. One happy man, one happy woman. They are facing each other, holding each other's hand. Sapno kar lo duniya muthi mein. If you take a house, you'll become super duper happy. Some people think if they buy a particular car, they'll become happy. People who have a bike, they think if I get a car, I'll be happy. People who have a cycle, they think if I get a bike, I'll be happy. Going on, right?
Yeah.
And these days, people say, if you buy some undergarment, you'll become happy. There is this advertisement of Sunny Deol, "Andar fit to bahar bhi hit." Which is that brand? Some brand. This is not happiness. People are just thinking house, car, job, positions, acquaintances will make me happy. But this is all not making anybody happy. So what do we need to become happy? Certainly, these are not the ways to become happy. So let's try to do some analysis. How can we become happy? Generally, people feel that they have some needs in life. If those needs are fulfilled, they think, I will become happy in life.
Yeah, they think like that.
And then they are trying to do various things. These needs also can be classified in basically three categories. Physical needs. We all have physical needs. We need to eat, we need to sleep, we need to wear sweater, etc., etc. And then we have psychological needs. Do we have psychological needs? Give an example of a psychological need. Some example of psychological need. Everybody wants to be respected.
Yeah, yes.
Suppose if you come here and we don't respect you, your psychological need is not being met. So you'll not come back again. So psychological need, you go to work, you need to have the job satisfaction. You need to progress in your career. You need to change your job. All these are psychological needs. Even in terms of laptop, when you have a laptop, oh, this should be i7, this generation. It should be minimum 16 GB RAM. It should be this processor. What you'll do with it, I don't know, but I want it. That is psychological need. And do we have some emotional needs? He has no needs. We have some emotional needs. We always want a relationship. Actually, let me tell you, we all are looking for a relationship where we want someone to understand us 100% and reciprocate with us 100%. Have we found such a relationship? Not yet मतलब क्या मिलेगा भी नहीं अभी not yet मतलब क्या Actually, this is the reality. People are trying to satisfy these physical needs, psychological needs, emotional needs, and they think that if I have these things needs satisfied, then I'm a happy man. गर्मी लग रहा है, if I can put an AC, I'm a happy man. And if I can get some respect somewhere, I'm a happy man. If I go home, if I can get my hot water, if I can get what else you need, sir, to feel that emotional satisfaction at home. If you get that kadhi chawal, then you will feel that you are a very happy man. Now I'll give you an example of a person whom I used to follow some time back. His name is Chester Bennington. How many of you know him? So there was a very nice band called as Linkin Park. And he was the lead singer of that. He was probably one of the most beautiful men in the world. He was the richest man in the world, one of the richest men, one of the most beautiful, one of the most rich, one of the most educated, one of the most famous, one of the most socially influential man. But on 20th July 2017, this man committed suicide. He had a wife, he had children. Wherever he used to go, people used to treat him like some superstar. A lot of fans, a lot of wealth, a lot of name and fame. Definitely his physical needs were satisfied. Definitely his psychological needs were also satisfied. Definitely his emotional needs were also satisfied.
How can you be sure that emotional needs are satisfied?
Look at his face, he looks so happy. If I take your photo, you don't look so happy as him. There's no way to understand. You can only judge from far, right? Something was missing in his life. His wife didn't know one day before that he's going to commit suicide. And he took his wife for a holiday along with the kids. Wife also is not able to understand. That means there is something apart from physical need, psychological needs and emotional need. What is that need? Spiritual need, correct. His spiritual needs were not being satisfied. So the common notion of happiness is just satisfy your physical needs, emotional needs, psychological needs, you'll be happy. But we always ignore our spiritual needs. Sometimes we think that it is not important only. अच्छे से खा लो, eat nicely, sleep nicely, mate nicely, defend nicely, and you are a happy man. I don't know why he's laughing so much. You want something to eat? Okay. So now I'll give you an example of another category of people who are not so much behind physical, emotional, and psychological needs. See, we are talking about our physical needs, our emotional needs, our psychological needs. But there is a category of people who are worried about other people's needs. They seem to be more happy in life. People like Mother Teresa. They engage in philanthropic, social welfare, charitable activities. It gives them some inner satisfaction and inner meaning of their life. Do you know the two people whose photo I'm showing here? Who are they?
Bill Gates and Mother Teresa.
Bill Gates is a very poor man. I'm joking. He's a very rich man. And he says officially that the amount of happiness which I got while earning money, multiply that happiness 10,000 times, that happiness I'm getting by donating my money. Similarly, Mother Teresa, she had no money also. She was a missionary person. And whole life she was simply trying to serve others. Do you think these kind of people will ever commit suicide? So that means they are definitely happier than those people who are just worried about their needs. So what gives them satisfaction, these kind of people? So this calls for us to an understanding for the spiritual need. Why am I bringing this topic in the first session of the Gita course? Because this is a highly ignored topic. Nobody in the schools talks about this. Nobody in the universities discusses this. Unfortunately, the Indian society, which is a remnant of the Vedic culture, earlier this was given some importance, but nowadays even parents don't talk to children about these things. Parents simply want their children to become expert at earning money. It's a fact. Udar Bharan Vidya. They send their children to slaughterhouse schools where their faith and bhakti is killed right from the small age. And all they learn is how to fill their belly. Study, study hard, study hard, study hard, study hard, so that one day you can earn, you can earn, you can earn, you can earn. Why? So that you can gratify my senses and gratify the senses of your family and do more sense gratification, do more sense gratification, do more sense gratification. That is the society these days. The spiritual need is very much misunderstood. They think spiritual need is a waste of time. If I'm a computer science engineer by profession, at one point of time, I also used to think that what is this Bhagavad Gita? Bhagavad Gita पढ़ने से पेट भरेगा क्या? This is what how my father used to talk to me. When I started doing the Bhagavad Gita classes, my father said, Gita पाठ करने से पेट नहीं भरता. Simply by doing Bhagavad Charcha, you will not get food. But now my problem is, by doing this, I'm getting so much food. He knows me from how many years? 7 years. No, you know me from 4 years, I think. 5 years. How much weight I've gained in the last 5 years? Just a little bit. Thank you for being very simple. So now my problem is that by doing this, all my needs are taken care of. The point which I'm trying to say is that spiritual need is very important. These people whose photo I showed, Mother Teresa and Bill Gates, forget about Bill Gates, Mother Teresa, and people, sociable, charitable people. They are trying to do some selfless service, you see. They're trying to help others. They're trying to do some selfless service to others. They're trying to be free from false pride. They're trying to express some compassion on others. They're not worried about their needs in life. They're worried about others. And simply by caring about others and being a little bit selfless, being a little bit free from false pride, being a little bit free from false ego, being compassionate, being free from a little bit lust, anger, and greed, they are experiencing higher levels of happiness. Now, what are these things? These are external boundaries of spiritual life. Anybody who is practicing spirituality, these are byproducts. You cannot be selfish as well as spiritual. It's not possible. Some people think that I am very selfless. I only work for my family. I only live for my family. That is not selflessness, that is extended selfishness. Selfish people means I live for myself. Extended selfishness means I live for my son, I live for my wife, I live for my husband, I live for my family, I live for my school. This is called extended selfishness. I want to save my planet. I want to save my society. I want to save my family. I'm very selfless. अपने लिए तो मैं कुछ करता ही नहीं. I only live for my family. अरे why don't you live for your neighbor's family? Why don't you live for all the other families? This is the problem. People think that they are very selfless, but actually I call this as extended selfishness. So selflessness means the whole world is my family. Not just my family, but all the other families are also my family. My love is not just limited to my sister, my brother. And my love is not limited to just human beings. My love is for everybody. How many of you want peace in life? Peace. Your peace starts from your dining table. If your dining table doesn't look peaceful, I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. If your dining table contains dead bodies in your plate, how will you be peaceful in life? These are some basic principles. You cannot be, see, this is a Bhagavad Gita course, and Bhagavad Gita chapter 17, shloka number 8, 9 and 10. Lord Krishna tells what to eat and what not to eat. So on the authority of Lord Krishna, I can tell you, if somebody is consuming meat, fish and eggs, they cannot call themselves spiritual, at least according to Bhagavad Gita and Lord Krishna. Of course, I was also consuming at one point of time, but when I read the Bhagavad Gita, I was so much influenced by Lord Krishna, I gave it up. And it's not that I am not able to climb the stairs if I don't eat meat. I'm very strong. You can fight with me and see. So these are the external boundaries or the external tenets of spiritual life. Imagine if you actually enter spiritual life, when you actually become a spiritual person, how much uncontaminated bliss you will experience. It's beyond description of words also. Any questions? Any comments? Any disagreements? Challenges?
Last statement is how much contaminated,
Uncontaminated bliss.
bliss.
Why I use the word uncontaminated? Because we are thinking we are happy in life. But actually, Lord Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita says this world is dukkhalayam, ashashvatam, anityam, asukham. Was Lord Krishna on drugs when he made this statement? He is the creator of this world, so he knows best. Suppose if I have to know something about this laptop, whom should I ask? The manufacturer. Correct. So who is the manufacturer of this universe? Lord Krishna. So he is telling dukkhalayam. But whenever I ask you, how are you? You say, I am fantastic, thank you, first class, mind-blowing, fantabulous. All these words we use. How are you? Fine, thank you. We are not happy. Let me throw some light upon it. We all are going through some miseries because of our own body and mind. Do you agree? This is called adhyatmic klesh. We are all going through some miseries because of others. Do you agree? Adi bhautik klesh. We are all going through some miseries because of the natural environment, the natural calamities. Do you agree?
Yeah. That earthquake is there.
So how are you happy in life? Your neighbor has died in earthquake, you didn't die, so you are happy. No. You cannot be happy like that. Adhyatmic klesh, adi bhautik klesh, adi devik klesh. We are suffering with so many kleshas every moment. We are shackled by lust, anger, greed, illusion, enviousness, attachments. And artificially, we are thinking we are happy. So, therefore, we have to understand that spiritual life means we have to give up kama, krodh, lobh, moh, mad, matsarya. This, until we give up this lust, anger, greed, illusions, enviousness, and unnecessary attachments, we can never be happy in life. Until we understand that this world is designed as a dukhalayam, we can never be happy. So, how to become happy, or what is the definition of happiness, that needs to be discussed in a lot of detail. For that, in order to understand what is happiness and what is spiritual life, first we need to understand who am I. So, who are you? Tell me, who are you? Okay, next you. Huh? You are a human being. Very good. Who are you? You are a human being. Who are you?
Famous dialogue, right? I'm Brahmas.
Aham Brahmasmi. But what does it mean?
That I'm Brahma.
I'm the part of the universe. Wow. You really know your spiritual life very nicely. Huh? You are a soul. Very good. What do you think who you are? Soul. Who are you? Human being. Where is this music coming from? Can you just stop the music somehow? Our schools, our universities, our societies, our loved ones, what do teach us? Who are we? I was taught that I'm a man, I'm a man, I'm a woman, I'm an Indian, I'm an Australian, I'm a German, engineer, lawyer, doctor. What is the sound outside? Keep it open because some people may come, they should know the class is going on. So, I'm a man, I'm a woman, I am a Indian, Australian, German, engineer, doctor, lawyer, IT professional, ethical hacker, father, mother, grandfather, grandmother. This is not my identification. My identification is that I am a spirit soul. This thing we don't understand. And because we are not able to understand that I am a spirit soul, we are in illusion. I am thinking that I am a body. At presently, I have a male body which has taken birth in India. So what does this body want? This body wants to eat nicely, this body wants to sleep nicely, this body wants to maintain the family nicely, and this body wants to defend itself nicely. Now, because I have no idea that I am a spirit soul, I think that the purpose of my life is to eat nicely, sleep nicely, mate nicely, and defend nicely. Is this going on? Difference in eating, difference in sleeping, difference in mating, difference in defending is called culture. If you eat differently, you are from a different culture. However, these four things, eating, sleeping, mating, defending, animals are also doing. The dog which you saw outside, that dog also thinks that the purpose of my life is to eat, sleep, mate, and defend. The difference between we and the dog is that the dog eats from the floor and we eat from a plate. So if my life is also all about eating, sleeping, mating, and defending in a more refined and a polished way, then I'm just a polished dog. That's all. So therefore the Mahabharata says, Ahara nidra bhay maithunam cha samanya etat pashubhir naranam dharmo hi tesham adhiko vishesho dharmena hina pashubhir samana. As a human being, if the aim of my life is just eating, sleeping, mating, and defending, ahar, nidra, bhay, maithunam, cha, then I'm no better than a dog. So, as a human being, see, if I take a stick and I beat a dog, the dog cannot understand why it is being beaten. And even if I beat the dog, you have a dog at home? You have a dog at home? You're laughing, so I thought you have a dog. So, if I beat a dog, the dog may again come back to me. But if I beat you with a stick, will you again come back to me? You'll think, why am I being beaten? So, this consciousness, this intelligence to ask questions is there only in the human beings. So, after getting a human body and getting a human intelligence, if I'm just worried about how to eat nicely, how to sleep nicely, mate nicely, defend nicely, then it's a waste of human life. So therefore, it is important to understand that I'm not the body. Body wants these four things. I am something beyond the body. I am not the mind also. I am not the intelligence also. I am the spirit soul. So therefore, spirit soul has spiritual needs. Some people think the aim of life is to become very beautiful. Some people think the aim of life is to become very famous. Some people are thinking that the aim of life is to become very rich. Some people are thinking the aim of life is to become socially very strong, physically, socially. Some people think the aim of life is to get a PhD degree, study, and become very, very intelligent. But even the most beautiful man or the beautiful person, the most richest person, the famous person, the strongest person, and the most educated person, all are committing suicide. It's a fact. We read the newspapers. Therefore, it is a proven fact that people who are just mad behind their physical, emotional, and psychological needs, probably they are unhappy in life. And only those who have been able to understand that I'm beyond the body, beyond the mind, beyond the intelligence, I'm a spirit soul, and I have some spiritual needs, and those who are exploring spiritual life, they are the ones who are happy in life. Sorry. All of you agree that you are not the body, but I'm saying you are not the mind also. Do you agree? I'm saying you are not the intelligence also. Do you agree? You don't agree. So if you don't agree, you have to say, sir, please explain again. Do you remember something? What is your age? What is your age? Do you remember something when you were 5 years old? Some memory you have? Tell us that memory.
Dog chased me when I was in Maharashtra.
Dog chased you when you were 5 years old. Do you remember when something when you were 10 years old? Do you remember something when you were 15 years old? लगता है पढ़ाई के अलावा कुछ किया ही नहीं आपने जीवन में. Do you remember something when you were 20 years old? 20 years old, do you have any memory? You're 20 years old now only. Sorry. 15 years old, any memory is there? Now you see, when you were 5 years old, your mind was different, right? Your intelligence was different. Now your mind is different. Your intelligence is different. But still, when I asked you from 5 years old, you felt that you are the same person. Mind has changed, intelligence has changed, body has changed, but still you feel that I was 10 years old and this was my memory. So what is that thing which is not changing? When you were 10 years old, your body was different, no? Your mind was different, your intelligence was different. But still, you felt that you are the same person. When you were 10 years old, you were experiencing something.
I feel I am the same person.
So what is that
I
thing?
don't know now. I did not change much.
Correct.
I am the same emotional.
But medically speaking, every 7 years, each and every cell of your body has changed. So what is that thing which is not changing? Memory has changed. Definitely it has changed. Soul has not changed. Your body has changed, your memory has changed, your mind has changed, your intelligence has changed. But you as a spirit soul don't change. Now, am I able to prove that you are not the mind and you are not the intelligence also? You are the spirit soul, hence proved. So therefore, we as spirit soul, just like a fish cannot be happy in water. Sorry, outside water. Suppose a fish I take out of the water and I put it here, I switch on the fan, I give something to the fish to eat, and then I start dancing in front of the fish. Will the fish be happy? Fish belongs to water. Spirit soul belongs to water. Spirit soul belongs to water. इसलिए बोल रहे. Spirit soul belongs to the spiritual world or the spiritual realm. All this money, name and fame, beauty, these are all material things. That is why even after getting this, people in the world are not satisfied. But one who gets Bhagavad Gita, one who gets Krishna, even if they don't have anything in life, they're fully happy. Have you seen that?
They're very happy. They don't have anything.
How do you explain this? To understand that only I have called you here. So now if you are fully convinced that you're not the body, you're not the mind, you're not the intelligence, you're a spirit soul, and we all have some spiritual needs which we need to take care of. Are you convinced of these points? If you have any questions, ask now. If you are convinced, then I'll move to the next step. Now I want to discuss what is dharma. What is your dharma? Hindu dharma. What is your dharma? You have a question?
The person who is very much poor, who is struggling for food, the beggar, really, they don't have any work, they don't have food. They cannot think about that.
They can come to ISKCON temple. They can come to our ISKCON temple. We will give them prasadam. There are, I'll tell you how many temples of ISKCON are there.
No, in our side, like Rothamandra, I don't see any. Their side, I don't see. Now, if you are coming, you don't see that.
You don't know. I can give you addresses. See, the point is not that. This question is a little unfair question, honestly speaking. Nobody is a beggar by force. People are beggars by choice.
See, we all have our stomach is full, we have money, so we are able to come here to do all.
Your argument is based on the assumption that only those who have money, they can get food. This is a wrong assumption. How much money you have? You got breakfast, you got lunch, you have faith that you will get dinner. Getting food, at one point of time I was earning 3 lakh rupees per month, but I was not getting breakfast and lunch. Breakfast and lunch. So money does not decide what you will get and what you will not get. Please understand this point. The richest person is not able to eat because he has so many diseases. His quota of eating is finished. He can feed 50 people, but himself he cannot eat anything. And the poorest person can eat 50 kgs rice alone. So it is not about money. The another misconception which society has, that my salary is the source of my maintenance. The source of our maintenance is Krishna. Whether you have salary, whether you don't have salary. If in your quota 2 rotis is written, it will come to you. It does not require too much knowledge of Bhagavad Gita to understand this. Did you go and give 300 bananas to all the elephants in Muzaffarnagar? Did you plan food for all the ants which are there in this room? Did you do some Panchvarshiya Yojana for all the whales which are there in the ocean, which eat 300 tons at one point of time, thrice a day? Who is providing them? So God is providing everybody. Our problem is that we think our salary is the source of our maintenance. Actually, Krishna is maintaining us through that salary. Even when the salary is not there, he will give us our 2 rotis. Nobody will. In India, I'll tell you the reality, nobody dies out of fasting. It is only the newspaper and the political agenda which presents it like that. People die because of overeating. Nobody dies out of undereating. At least I have not seen in my life till now. I have traveled to so many villages. I have traveled to so many countries. I have never seen anybody dying out of undereating. खाना नहीं मिला मर गए. ऐसा नहीं होता है. Food comes. Krishna provides. I have personal experience. Sometimes I just walk on the street. I go into some villages with some books just to teach. And I make no arrangements for myself. Where I will sleep, where I will eat, I don't know. But I have seen Krishna miraculously arranges everything. Somebody will give one banana, somebody will give little buttermilk, somebody will give little milk, somebody will ask, please come here, sit down. Somebody will stay, you can stay in my house. Krishna arranges. So it is our misconception to think that people are dying out of hunger. And those who eat and those whose bellies are full, only they can understand spirituality. No. In fact, people who are miserable, they look forward to spirituality more. If I go to a rich man's house, on his gate it will be written, beware of dog. And probably he'll release the dog at me also. So much arrogance and pride is there. No, I'm a rich man. But if I go to a poor man's house, his entire family will be standing like this. They don't have anything other than a straw mat to offer me for sitting. And they will offer me a little glass of water. And apart from that, they're not able to give anything else to me. But because they are poor, so they are humble, so they are more receptive to the message of Bhagavad Gita. Had you been a little richer, you wouldn't have come to the class. Don't mind. So this assumption that only when belly is full, this is a misconception. They say, bin bhojan na hoy bhajan gopala. This is a wrong concept. Bhajan gopala is not dependent on bhojan. Bhajan gopala is dependent on bhakti. If I give you so much bhojan, will you do bhajan? You'll go to sleep after eating. So these are wrong conceptions spread by the Mayavadis who are against God, who are saying that you are God, I am God, everybody is God. Such kind of people, they speak such statements. In Germany during the Second World War, Germany were the perpetrators. They were the ones who were making mischief. So these communists and socialists, they said that, see, your husbands, your brothers, your sons, they have gone for war. Pray to God. Everybody knew Germany is going to lose the war. So none of them returned. So they said that, see, you prayed, no? But your sons, fathers, brothers, they didn't come back, so become atheist. That's how the entire Germany became an atheist. Most of the Germany. And then later on they said, go to church and ask for roti sabzi or bread from the Lord. And they went, innocent people, they were praying that, oh Lord, please give us our daily bread. When they came out of the church, they said, did God give? No. See, I will give you. Then they opened a truck and they distributed bread. So who is God? I am communist, I am God. This is how this philosophy comes. That until your belly is full, even God cannot do anything. Who gave the bread to that communist? Who gave the truck to that communist? Bhagavad Gita chapter 7, shloka number 7. Krishna says, Bhumirapo analo vayu kham mano buddhirevacha ahankara itiyam me bhinna prakriti rashtraha. Earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, and ego, these are my separated material energies. And everything in this world is a combination of these 8 energies. Where does the edibles come from? They come from earth. Who gave us this earth? God has given us. So why is the communist thinking that I am providing the whole society? Don't get into false philosophy. Okay? It's illusion. Your salary is not the source of your maintenance. Who is the source of your maintenance? God is the source. Krishna is the source. Now I come to the discussion of dharma. What is dharma? What is your dharma? What is your dharma? To do your duty. What is your duty? To take care of my family. इसके अलावा तो कुछ है ही नहीं जीवन में. I have taken birth to simply pay the bills and die, sir. My family is there. I pay the bills and I will die. That's very silly, right? What is your dharma? आपका. Take care of family. Okay. What is your dharma? What is dharma? What do you follow? Culture. See, the dharma, it basically means intrinsic, inseparable quality which we have, which never changes, which is sanatana. It's called dharma. So if somebody would have said, my dharma is that I am a Hindu, it is a wrong understanding, because somebody will give me 9.5 lakhs rupees and I'll become a Christian. That's the rate these days. If you have some money problem, you can become a Christian. Okay. So then overnight you became a Christian. Then how can it be your dharma? Dharma means that which is sanatan, that which never changes. If you say that my dharma is to take care of my family, you said your dharma is to take care of your family. Are you married? But after your marriage, your family will change?
I hope not.
What I hope not? You have to make your husband's family as your family. And then your dharma will change. Family change, dharma change. And even if you say that I will never leave my parents, time will separate you. Death will separate you from your parents. Then your dharma will change. That means this is not dharma. You said your culture. Culture will also change after some time. So that means we are all having wrong definitions of dharma. What is the dharma of salt? To be salty. Yes. What is the dharma of sugar? To be sweet. Suppose we give you, this is a sugar, please eat. And after eating it is like pepper. What you will say? Kalyug aa gaya hai. Sugar is no longer sweet. What is the dharma of mirch? To be spicy. Will this ever change? So what is your dharma? Who are you? You are a spirit soul. So what is the dharma of spirit soul? How? The dharma of spirit soul is to serve. The dharma of spirit soul is to do seva. And all of you are already doing it. Somebody is serving their family, somebody is serving their boss, somebody is serving their teacher, somebody is serving their apartment community, somebody is serving their false ego, somebody is serving their bad habits, somebody is serving their country, somebody is serving their planet. And when we don't have anything to serve, we buy a cat or a dog and we become a servant of the dog also. You have a dog? Anybody has a dog? You have a dog? Very nice. You'll understand best. How many times your dog passes stool in a day?
Right?
Twice. Where you take the dog to pass stool? Outside. Ah, it's in a chain, right?
Now he is, when he was young, we used to hold him. Now he knows we have to stop that. We are the ones who feed him.
Generally, in all the places, they have a chain also. The person is holding the chain, the dog is passing stool and urine, and these days people have to carry some plastics to pick it up also. And they are thinking, I am the master. Do you understand? Another illusion. I am passing stool and urine, and you are waiting for to clean. Who's the master? Dog is master. We are so miserable that we are serving a dog. Do you know, in cultured society or in the Vedic culture, I am a second initiated person trained in Brahminical rituals and a trained pujari in ISKCON. If you have a dog at your house, I will never come to your house. Instead of keeping a cow in your house, you have kept a dog. A dog is one of the most sinful animals. You put a tulsi plant here, a dog will come and urinate on it. You put a shivling here, the dog will come and urinate on it. According to the laws of nature mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita, people who are very lusty in their next life, they become a dog. See, if you want, you can go out and play also a little bit. These people, they are, if you can play also a little bit and come back, no problem. Okay. You have the number of your father. Huh? Okay. Whenever you want to call your father, you can use my phone. Huh? The point is that the dharma of a spirit soul is to serve. The service is happening, but we are not happy because we are not serving the right person. We are not serving God. We are ready to serve our manager, we are ready to serve our family, we are ready to serve our society, we are ready to serve our loved ones, we are ready to serve our planet, we are ready to serve a dog, but we cannot serve God. Dog cannot make you happy. God can make you happy. Please understand this point. Just like by watering the root of a tree or a plant, the entire plant is nourished. Similarly, the root of our existence is God. If we can serve God only, all our relationships will become much beautiful. We'll become a better father, a better son, a better wife, a better daughter, a better student, a better employee, a better citizen. Everything will improve simply if we play this one master stroke in life, that is, become a loving servant of God. But the reason of our miserable existence in this material world in separation from God is that we are envious of God, we don't want to serve God, we want to serve our senses, we want to serve our family, we want to serve our society, we want to serve our dog, we want to serve our office, but we don't want to serve God. This is the reason of our miserable existence. That is why we are going through birth, death, old age, disease. Spirit soul, when it gets a body, right now you have a human body. Maybe next life you will get a frog body based on your karma. Or maybe a dog body. Do you love your dog? You spend time thinking about your dog? Very good. If you die and if you think about your dog, next life you will become a dog. Yam yam vapi smaran bhavam tyajatyante kalevaram tam tam evaiti kaunteya sada tad bhava bhavita. Bhagavad Gita. Whatever thought process you have at the time of death, that decides your next body. So if I am thinking of my dog while dying, then next life I'll have to become a dog. Do you want to become a dog in your next life? You want to become a dog in your next life?
No.
Be very careful where you invest your loving propensity. If you love a dog, Hare Krishna. Better to love Krishna. Antakale cha mameva smaran muktva kalevaram ya prayati samadbhavam nasti atra tatra samshaya. Krishna says that if somebody thinks of my name, form, qualities or pastimes, Naam, Roop, Guna, Leela, if somebody thinks about my name, form, qualities, pastimes at the time of death, then they go back home, back to Godhead, to the spiritual world. They never take birth again. They never die again. They never become old again. They never fall sick again. Please understand, this material world, this bhautik jagat, is full of birth, death, old age and disease. Some people, they do not understand the essence of Vedic literature. They think the aim of life is to go to Swarga and dance with Urvashi and Rambha. Even in Swarga, people are going through birth, death, old age and disease. Even if you go to the highest planet in this universe, Brahmalok, even Brahma is going through birth, death, old age and disease. For a spirit soul, this is very unnatural. These are the real problems of life. And these are the problems which we are not able to solve. That's why we have become busy with traffic. We have become busy with other problems in life. So the dharma of the spirit soul is to serve God. If we can only start serving God, then we'll think of God. I'll tell you. Very good question. If we only start serving Krishna, then we'll think of Krishna. भगवान के नाम का, उनके रूप का, उनके गुणों का, उनकी लीला का चिंतन होगा हमारे अंदर. And then next time when I fall down some stairs and I break my head and when I'm dying, instead of the word SHIT, Krishna will come out of my mouth. And maybe I'll think of Krishna at the time of death. This is a law of nature which 99.99% people of this world don't know. So I have concluded two things till now in the discussion. Number one, who am I? I'm not the body, I'm not the mind, I'm not the intelligence, I am the spirit soul. As a spirit soul, I am a part and parcel of God. Mamai vamsha jiva loke jiva bhuta sanatanaha manaha shasthani indriyani prakriti sthani karshati. Very good. You know the sloka? Yes, yes. We are eternal, fragmental part and parcels of God. We are meant to serve God. But artificially, we have got into a existence in this material world where we think serving my senses is the goal of my life. अपनी इंद्रियों की तृप्ति करना मेरे जीवन का लक्ष्य है. These days they call it as love, you know. I love you. But what is this love? Will you satisfy my senses? Yeah. Will you satisfy my senses? Yeah. As long as we satisfy each other's senses, we are together, husband, wife. The moment husband is not satisfying the wife or wife is not satisfying the husband, divorce. At least your generation will not do, but this generation will do. Correct, no? As long as you scratch my back and I scratch your back, we love each other. Pyar, mohabbat, dosti. And the moment you stop scratching my back, separation. This is not love. This is called business deal. And people do very nice acting, you know. I love you. You love me. I'm your brother. You're my father. Even brother wants sense gratification. You have brother. What do you want from your brother, you tell? That when you go home, he should treat you nicely. Correct, no? This is sense gratification only, no? He should give you nice dosa. He should give you nice sambar. He should give you a nice place to sleep. When he stops doing all that, relationship over. See? एक दूसरे की इंद्रियों को तृप्ति करने को प्यार कहा जाता है इस जगत में. This is the biggest scam of this world. Actually, love cannot exist between two souls. Love can only happen between soul and the super soul. सर्वस्य चाहम हृदि सन्निविष्टो मत्तः स्मृतिर ज्ञानम अपोहनम च वेदैश्च सर्वैर अहमेव वेद्यो वेदांत कृत वेदविद एव चाहम. Krishna is there as the Paramatma in everybody's heart. He knows what you want. Do you know what you did in your last life? But Krishna knows. He knows you in and out. He knows you more than you. In the beginning, I asked a question that we are all looking for a relationship where we want someone should understand 100% and be able to reciprocate with us 100%. That relationship is possible only with God. And that is called love. According to Vedic literature, love has three characteristics. It should be unconditional, it should be uninterrupted, and it should be unmotivated. Tell me one relationship in this world which is unconditional and uninterrupted. Death will separate. It's not uninterrupted. See, mother also has some expectations from son. If the son is not fulfilling the expectations, mother also stops loving. It's a reality. Face it. So we are part and parcels of Krishna. We are meant to serve Krishna in a loving way. Then only we can become happy. Yatha tarora moola nishechalena. Simply by watering the root of a tree, the whole tree is nourished. So simply by loving Krishna and rendering service to Krishna, we will become thoroughly happy in life. This is one single master stroke which we play. Everything else will fall in place. And that is the definition of happiness. If I understand who am I, Aham Brahmasmi. Aham Brahmasmi means I am spirit, soul, and Brahma. Brahma means that which is not material, which is divya, which is beyond the material realm. Brahma. Para Brahma is Krishna. You are a soul, you are Brahma. But in the Bhagavad Gita 10th chapter, Arjuna tells to Krishna, Para Brahma, Param Dhama, Pavitram, Paramam Bhavan, Purusham, Shashvatam, Divyam, Adidevam, Ajam Vibhum. So something which is beyond Brahma is Para Brahma, and that is God, that is Krishna. So when the Brahma understands that I am Brahmasmi and starts to revive the relationship with Para Brahma, that is love and that is happiness. Anything else which you do will not give you happiness because you are Brahma. You cannot be happy with 10 kgs of gold. You'll be murdered with 10 kgs of gold. You cannot be happy. You are thinking if you buy an iPhone, you will be happy. You have to understand who are you and what is your relationship with Krishna. Only that can make you happy. Because see, as a Brahma, you are saying Aham Brahmasmi, means you are a spirit soul. You are eternal. If you are eternal, how can you be happy with something which is temporary? Is your body eternal? Is your designation eternal? Tell me anything in this world which is eternal. Then if you are an eternal spirit soul, how you can be happy at the platform of temporary things? So therefore, the definition of happiness from the Bhagavad Gita, written by Srila Prabhupada, is this. You please read it loudly.
Every one of us are searching after happiness, but we do not know what real happiness is. We see so much advertised about happiness, but practically speaking, we see so few people happy. This is because so few people know that the platform of real happiness is beyond temporary things. It is this real happiness that is described in the Bhagavad Gita by Lord Krishna to Arjuna.
So real happiness is beyond temporary things. This much have you understood? Real happiness is beyond your house. It is beyond your family. Is family temporary?
Yeah.
Is your designation temporary? Knowledge is temporary? What is your degree? Actually, you are 20 years. What is your degree? B.Tech. Wow. Suppose if you die today, in your next life, will you start from M.Tech? Which bank do you have a bank account in? Axis Bank. Suppose if Axis Bank tells you, thank you, sir, for being a loyal customer. Whatever you invested, everything is finished, sir. Thank you. We cannot give you 1 rupee also. Please come again and invest some money. Will you go? This body is like a bank which has declared bankruptcy. No matter what you invest in it, you'll not get back anything. Everything will be finished one day. So if a bank which has declared bankruptcy, any common man will not invest money there. Why do we invest so much in our material life, which is going to end when we die? Why don't we invest in our spiritual life? If in Krishna consciousness, if in the path of bhakti, you have reached till 12%, in your next life you will start from 13%. But if you are a PhD in this life, next life you have to start from ABCD. So why not invest in a bank which is eternal? Spiritual life. Bhagavad Gita, chapter 6, sloka number 37 to 42. Take homework and read. Krishna says how everything is lost, but the spiritual consciousness is not lost. My personal example. Yes. I'll not give my example because you'll say I'm praising myself. I was in Germany at one point of time, and I saw a Chinese woman very badly dressed up. Very badly dressed. She came to a temple, our temple, ISKCON temple. And then she asked, what is this temple? So then I explained, okay, this is a temple of Krishna. We worship Radha and Krishna. We chant Hare Krishna. We read the Bhagavad Gita. We eat prasadam. Prasadam has come? Yeah. So you will get some prasad also. And then she was figuring out where is what. And then she asked, where is the altar? So I showed her. She went and took darshan. Next day, she again came, properly dressed. She sat down, she took Japmala, she chanted. Second day only she took Japmala. She started chanting Hare Krishna. Third day, before I came, she was there. She was washing the vessels in the kitchen. Within 6 months, she read the whole Bhagavad Gita. She started reading Bhagavatam. And within 1 year, she got initiated in ISKCON. Diksha mil gaya usko. So when I saw her, I understood that in her previous life, she has already practiced a lot of Krishna consciousness. That's why in 6 months, she just picked up. I have never seen someone progressing so fast.
Very fast.
It is very clear,
Being Chinese.
that too being a Chinese, it is very clear that she had, let's say, done till 80% in her previous life. In this life, she just caught up and continued from 81%. And now she is a big preacher in Germany. And just like I give classes, she also gives classes. So this is a proof that in spiritual life, you continue from where you have left. It's a proof. I have experienced this in my life also. And all of you, if you continue the classes, you will also experience in the next 2-3 weeks. Everything else is lost. But spiritual progress is not lost. And at the end of the day, that only matters. Your money, your degree, your bank balance, your relationships, your social prestige, your gun, none of it will help you at the time of death. Only your spiritual dhan, your spiritual wealth will save you at the time of death. If you are spiritually rich, you will go back home, back to Godhead. And then you will sit on the banks of Yamuna with Krishna and eat and play whole day. But if you are not spiritually rich, then you will become a dog in your next life. Because you will think of your dog. Though I'm not targeting her, I'm talking in general. It's a fact. If I love my wife very much, and if I'm thinking of my wife at the time of death, in next life I'll become a woman. If I have so much property and I'm thinking what will happen to my property when I'll die, then in next life I'll become a snake in my own property. And my own child will come and kill me. The laws of nature we don't know. It is mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita. If I like to sleep a lot, then in next life I'll get a body which is more suitable for sleeping. I'll become a polar bear. And then I'll sleep for 10 months in a year. People don't know the laws of nature, but the laws of nature are very strict. When I went to Europe, I took a car and I started driving. But immediately the traffic police caught me. Hey, what you're doing? I said, I'm driving. They said, in Europe, you don't drive on the left side of the road. Drive on the right side of the road. I said, I'm sorry, I'm an Indian, I didn't know. They said, shut up. And they charged me fine and they put me in jail also. If you tell the income tax that I'm sorry, I didn't know the slab rates, so I paid the wrong tax, will they forgive you? If you go to the traffic police and if you tell, I'm sorry, nobody taught me the traffic rules, will they forgive you? Whether you believe in the government or whether you don't believe in the government, whether you like the government or whether you don't like the government, the laws of the government are applicable on you. Similarly, there is a government of this universe, Krishna's government. Whether you believe in it, whether you don't believe in it, whether you like it, whether you don't like it, it has some laws and they are very strict laws. You cannot tell my parents didn't teach me Bhagavad Gita, so I led a sinful life. You can't say this. Just like you can't speak to the traffic police, just like you cannot speak anything to the income tax commissioner. Similarly, you cannot speak anything to Yamaraj. The laws of nature are very strict. One of the laws of nature is that fire burns. Whether you touch fire or whether the small child touches fire, fire will burn. The fire will not say, such a cute child studying in 4th standard, let me not burn. And this old man, pata nahi kab tak jiyega, jala dete hain. Fire will not differentiate. Similarly, laws of nature are very strict. Ignorance is not an excuse. You can't say that I didn't read the 15th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, so I didn't know. Bhagavad Gita was there with you. Many people called you for classes. You didn't come. You didn't study. Hare Krishna Mahamantra was there. You didn't chant. Prasad was there. You didn't eat. So therefore, the fault is at your end. Ignorance is not an excuse. So therefore, we have to understand that I am not the body, I am a spirit soul, and my job is to serve Krishna. That is the source of all happiness in this world. If I am not doing it, I am falsely thinking that I am happy. And in order to lead a safe, happy life, I have to read the Bhagavad Gita. Just like I buy a machine, along with the machine some manual comes. I have to understand how it works so that I don't hurt the machine and I don't hurt myself. Similarly, this is the manual of this universe. It talks about what to do, what not to do, how much to do, what to eat, what not to eat, how to sleep, how not to sleep, how to control your mind. Anybody has mind control problems? Everybody has. This book tells how to control the mind. This book does not teach you art of living. This book teaches you art of dying, which is more important than art of living. Death is the final exam for which all of us are waiting for, preparing for. It can come at any moment. Do you know when you will die? Do you know when you will die? The closer you are to death, that much old you are. It may be possible that you will die after 20 years, and it may be possible that I have to die tomorrow. In that way, I am older than you because I am closer to death. Death can come at any moment, and when the death strikes, we should be Krishna conscious. That requires sadhana. That requires practice. And this sadhana, while you are doing this sadhana of Harinam, even when you are there in this dukhalaya, you will be happy. Those who are Krishna sadhakas, they are happy. Because they have a consciousness by which they can transcend the miseries of this world. Look at Prahlad. His father was trying to burn him. His father was trying to get him trampled by the legs of an elephant. His father was trying to poison him. His father was trying to throw him from a cliff. But did we ever see Prahlad was crying or he was like, "Bahut hua, enough is enough"? Because his mind was fixed on God. So he was happy. But those people whose mind is not fixed on God, they are never happy. The search for happiness ends at the lotus feet of Krishna. Now, your question was a very good question, how to serve God. So that is what I have come to explain here. In this Gita course, we are helping you to understand the divine teachings of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, which can ensure a positive, enthusiastic, forbearing, divine consciousness, even in the most difficult and trying phases of your life. We do not say that by attending this Gita course, you will not have any problems in life. We just say that you will not be disturbed by those problems. We will train you to develop a consciousness by which you will not be able to, these problems will not affect you. If somebody says, by chanting Hare Krishna, I will have no problems in life, he's telling you the wrong thing. You will have problems. but you will not be affected by those problems. You will become like Prahlad. Background of Bhagavad Gita, everybody knows. Do I need to explain? Do you know the background of Bhagavad Gita? So Bhagavad Gita was spoken on a battlefield. There was a person called Arjuna. You know Arjuna? You know Krishna? So Arjuna was a warrior. And his job was to fight. But he started thinking, I am the body. And this is my brother's body. This is my grandfather's body. He became bodily conscious. So when he became body conscious, he forgot his duty. Now Arjuna is not an ordinary person. He's a very great personality. We all know how mentally strong and concentrated he was. When it came to archery, we know the Draupadi Swayamvar. And Arjuna was a very sense-controlled person also. You have been living on earth. Have you seen a celestial beauty? Where? You have never seen. You have only seen beauties of this earth planet. If Urvashi comes in front of you, you don't know how you will react. Arjuna was a resident of this earth planet, and when he went to the Swarga, Urvashi approached him, but he said no. Even Indra cannot say no to Urvashi. Urvashi is so beautiful that what to speak of men, even women will surrender to Urvashi. She is so beautiful. We cannot imagine. See, as you go in the planetary systems upwards, there are 14 planetary systems in our universe. The Srimad Bhagavatam 5th canto talks about it. In each planet, what kind of residents they stay, what are their characteristics, what are their lifestyle, what is their lifespan, what they like, what they dislike, what they eat, everything is mentioned. So in the Swarga planetary system, which is the planetary system of the demigods, the lifestyle is 10,000 times better than Earth. But there also birth is there, disease is there, old age is there, death is there. So therefore devotees of Krishna, they don't want to go to Swarga. They want to go to Vaikuntha. They want to go to Golok Vrindavan. They want to go to the spiritual world, ultimately. Spiritual world is called as Vaikuntha also, Goloka also, Vrindavan also. The highest spiritual abode in the spiritual world is Golok Vrindavan, where Krishna resides in his original form. So the aim of life is to go back home, back to Godhead. What is the aim of life? Go back home, back to Godhead. That is the aim of life. Finish your business in one life. Enough nonsense. All of us who are sitting here, at least we have had 1 billion lives. Every life we had a mother, every life we had a father, every life we had a son, every life we had a husband, every life we had a wife, every life we had a brother and a sister, and everything which we are doing in this life we have already done. But in all these lives we didn't have Krishna. And we didn't have a devotee of Krishna who could connect us to Krishna. That is why we are still sitting here, going through the cycle of birth, death, old age and disease. At the time of death, we are not able to think of Krishna. And we have not done the sadhana of Krishna. We have not done bhakti. That is why we keep entering the womb of another mother. Even in the human body, when you enter the womb of a mother, you are surrounded by pus, stool, urine, insects, gases, and you stay there for 9 months and 10 days. It's so much misery you cannot imagine. If Krishna gave you the memory of what you went through when you were in your mother's womb, you will die now only. So the point which I'm trying to say is, stop trying to enjoy separately from Krishna. Stop being envious of God. Stop trying to live a life, the goal of which is my sense gratification. Try to live for the happiness of Krishna. Try to become a servant of Krishna. And that is possible in 4 ways. First, try to regularly come in the association of devotees. Try to become a servant of the devotees of Krishna. How you asked how to serve God. You cannot serve God. You have to serve the devotees of God. God has sufficient servants.
That's why the question I asked.
Correct. So I can serve God by becoming a servant of the servant of the servant of the servant of the servant of God. Just like if there is a telescope, as many number of lenses are there, more clear is the vision. Similarly, between God and me, more the number of devotees, that much closer I am to God. Don't try to do personal seva to Radha and Krishna. That will not help you. Try to become a servant of servant of servant of servant of servant of servant of some servant of God. Then you will get mercy of Radha and Krishna. They will tell you, yeah, he's a good man. He is my servant, 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 servant. So the more 100 times servant you become, the more fortunate you are. So first is try to become regular in the association of the devotees of Krishna. That means come regularly to these classes. Second, read the Bhagavad Gita. Anybody who reads the Bhagavad Gita doesn't see the face of Yamaraj, at least. Even if you have not been able to finish your bhakti, you'll get a new birth again where Krishna will give you sufficient opportunity to continue in a nice way. Shuchinam Srimatam Gehe. Krishna says that if somebody has started the practice of Krishna consciousness and if they are leaving the practice in between due to worldly mindedness, then after they quit their body, they enter the planets of the pious living entities and enjoy sense gratification for lakhs of years. After doing sense gratification for lakhs of years, when they realize this is not helping them to be happy in life, they again come back to earth and take birth in a Brahminical family or in an aristocratic family. When you take birth in a Brahminical family, beef will not be stuffed in your mouth when you are born. You lead a pure lifestyle and it will be easy for you to revive your Krishna consciousness. If you take birth in an aristocratic family, then you will not have the anxiety of roti, kapda and makan. Again, you will have full freedom to take to Krishna consciousness.
You will get the opportunity.
And when you are very, very lucky, if you have practiced some serious Krishna consciousness, then you will take birth in the family of a devotee, where right from childhood they'll give you the Jap Mala, and you'll be hearing the Bhagavatam even when you are in the womb of your mother, if you are very lucky. So first step is to read, come in the classes, association. Second step is Bhagavad Gita. Third step is chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Regularly chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. You can chant on your hands also. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. Like this, if you chant 108 times, you can say that I have done one mala. I do 16 malas a day. And it's not like I waste all my time. Krishna says in the 11th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Kalosmin Ham, I am time. So the secret of time management is give time to Krishna. You will get more time. Because time is an energy of Krishna and Krishna expands it and contracts it based on your consciousness. It takes 7 minutes to chant one round. Can you chant one round? Take a 1 week challenge and see, you're coming to this Gita course, something you should get now. Chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra and tell me, has your lust, anger and greed reduced or not in 1 week? Has your illusions reduced or not? Enviousness reduced or not? Have your attachments reduced or not? You'll feel the experience. It's something, I don't need to give you a certificate. You will only come and tell me. You're saying something? Are you saying it's getting late? I'll end in 5 to 10 minutes. Is that fine? So that's the background of Bhagavad Gita. I think you fully understood. Please recite this verse with me, because some people like to recite verses, especially in South India. Dhritarashtra Uvacha Dharma Kshetre Kurukshetre Samaveta Yuyutsavaha Mamakaha Pandavaschaiva Kim Akurvata Sanjaya. Can you read the translation?
Dhritarashtra said, O Sanjaya, after my sons and the sons of Pandu assembled in the place of pilgrimage at Kurukshetra, desiring to find what it will do.
So this is the first verse of Bhagavad Gita. This first verse tells a lot. To understand that, you have to read the Bhagavad Gita. But because I'm the teacher, so I'll explain you. Why Dhritarashtra is using the word Dharma Kshetra for Kurukshetra? Because even before Kurukshetra was used for the battle of Mahabharata, it was a place where many religious duties and sacrifices were performed. What do you mean by a sacrifice? Slaughter? No, that is not sacrifice. The word sacrifice, according to Sanskrit, yajna, it means yajna. Yajna is translated as sacrifice. And sacrifice means an act which pleases the Lord. So how many of you think this will please the Lord? Do you think Krishna will become happy?
No God will be happy.
No?
No God will be happy.
God is only one. Rest are Devi Devtas. Bhagwan keval ek hi hai. The definition of God is Aishwaryasya samagrasya viryasya yashashah shriyah jnana vairagya yoschaiva sannam bhaga itingana. According to Vishnu Puran, a person who is most beautiful, most rich, most famous, most strong, most intelligent, and most renounced, only he can be called as God. Now you tell me, who is the most beautiful, most rich, most famous, most strong, most intelligent, and most renounced? When I see these qualities, which name comes to your mind? Krishna. Any other name is coming? You understood the last quality, most renounced? Most detached person. So he is God. Do you think Indra fulfills this criteria? Any other so-called God? Nobody fulfills this criteria. So God is one. There are various representatives of God which work in functional capacity almost as good as God. But God is one. So, sacrifice means an act of pleasing the Lord. So, Dharma Kshetra, Kurukshetra. Kurukshetra was a place where people used to go to do sacrifices. In different yugas, sacrifice is done in different ways. Krityadhyayato Vishnum Tretayam Yajito Makhe Dwapare Paricharyayam Kalau Tadhari Kirtanat. In Satyuga, when the lifespan was 1 lakh years, the method of sacrifice was to do tapasya. Valmiki meditated for 60,000 years to write Ramayana. That is Yuga Dharma of Satyuga. In Treta Yuga, the lifespan was 10,000 years. So at that time, tapasya was not possible, because to do tapasya, to start tapasya, you need 10,000 years. So then people did fire sacrifice, ahutis, yajnas. In Dwapar Yuga, the lifespan became 1000 years. So people did Arch Vigraha Upasna, deity worship. In Kali Yuga, the lifespan when Kali Yuga started, it was 100 years. So people, the only way in which you can do any sacrifice in Kali Yuga is by chanting the names of Hari, Harinam, Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So Dharma Kshetra Kurukshetra means Kurukshetra was a place of doing sacrifice. Samaveta Yayutsavaha. These Kauravas and Pandavas, they have assembled there to fight. But then why is Dhritarashtra asking again, Kim Akurvata Sanjaya? What did they do? They have come to fight? No. So why is he asking? Because Dhritarashtra has a political, diplomatic, evil mind. First evilness is being displayed. He is telling Mamakaha Pandavas Chaiva. In the absence of the younger brother, the elder brother has to play the role of a father for the younger brother's son also. He should have said, what are my sons doing? But he is telling, sons of Pandu and my sons, Mamakaha. Only my sons are my sons. Sons of Pandu are not my sons. This is the evil mentality of Dhritarashtra which is being displayed. Second problem is, he is calling Dharma Kshetra Kurukshetra because in a spiritual place, spiritual people get strength. And atheists and communists and all these people, they do not get any strength. So he is hoping that when Pandavas will go to Kurukshetra, they will feel the spiritual vibrations there and they will decide not to fight. And then my sons will get everything without fighting. So this was the mind of Dhritarashtra. In this verse, Vedavyas is trying to say, when he's writing this, that the whole of Mahabharata war is like a field where Lord Krishna is the farmer, Pandavas are the crops, and Kauravas are the weeds. And very soon Krishna will remove the weeds so that Pandavas, they flourish nicely. So all that is explained in Bhagavad Gita. Now if I had not explained you, and if you would have only read this translation, you would have never understood the real purport of this verse. That's why we recommend you should have a copy. So that is the background of Bhagavad Gita. Now I will end today's discussion by giving you the practical tip of the day. I was talking about sacrifice. In the Karma Yoga section, 3rd chapter, shloka number 10, it is said, in the beginning of the creation, the Lord of all creatures sent forth generation of men and demigods along with sacrifices for Vishnu, and blessed them by saying, be thou happy by this yajna, sacrifice, because its performance will bestow upon you everything desirable for living happily and later achieving liberation. So life is meant for sacrifice. What is life meant for? What is sacrifice? An act of pleasing the Lord. In Kali Yuga, how do you do sacrifice? By chanting Hare Krishna. So this is the verse which I was referring to. This is a verse from Srimad Bhagavatam. When Shukdev Goswami arrived, this photo is from there. It says, read the translation. Who will read the translation? Yes, please read.
Whatever result was obtained in Satya Yuga, by meditating Treta Yuga, by performing sacrifices, and in
Dwapar Yuga,
by serving the Lord's lotus feet, can be obtained in Kali Yuga simply by chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra.
You asked me how to serve God. Chant His names. This is the best way in which you can serve God in Kali Yuga. Whatever result Valmiki obtained 60,000 years of meditation, you can achieve in 6 years by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Why only Hare Krishna Mahamantra? Why ISKCON is so much focused on Hare Krishna? Why ISKCON has invented Hare Krishna Mahamantra?
Yeah, because I think invented by Swami. So, I mean,
This mantra is mentioned in Kali Santaran Upanishad. This is not invented by ISKCON, it is invented by God only. Read this mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Iti Shodashakam Nama Kali Kalmashanashanam Natah Parataropaya Sarva Vedeshu Drishyate. Would you like to read the translation? If you can see.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. These 16 names composed of 32
Syllables.
of the movie means to counteract the evil effects of Kali Yuga. In all the Vedas, it is seen that without the ocean of the
Science.
there is no alternative to the chanting of the holy name.
Yes. So Hare Krishna Mahamantra is not invented by ISKCON. It is there in Shastra. It has been picked up from the Shastra and presented for the consideration of the people. तो ISKCON को बदनाम ना किया जाए ये शास्त्र से है. Whatever we teach in our classes, it is from the scriptures. हमने कुछ invent नहीं किया. Ram can mean, what does the word Ram mean? Ramante yogino nante satyananda chidatmani. Ram is that feature of the Lord which gives happiness. For example, if you will see any incarnation of the Lord, you'll feel very happy. You'll forget everything else in life. Suppose you are standing in front of Vaman Dev. You'll not remember anything else. You'll be so happy. You'll forget yourself also. So Vaman Dev can also be called as Ram. Ramachandra can also be called as Ram. Balram can also be called as Ram. Krishna can also be called as Ram. So Krishna means the all-attractive supreme personality of Godhead, who is the source of all incarnations. Rama is one of the feature of God. Did you understand? Yes. So this Hare Krishna Mahamantra has a very deep meaning, which I will explain in the next class. But as of now, you can understand. For example, for me, Ram means Radha Raman. For me, that is my understanding of Ram. One who gives pleasure to Srimati Radharani is Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. And Ram can also mean Balram. And Ram can also mean Ramchandra, Sitapati. Whatever you want, you understand. But please chant. It is seen that in order to counteract the evil effects of Kali Yuga, what are the evil effects of Kali Yuga? There are 4 evil effects of Kali Yuga: meat eating, gambling, illicit sex life, and intoxication. Meat eating means meat, fish. Gambling means I don't need to explain. Illicit sex life means sex life outside marriage, before marriage, and also within marriage when it is done too much and unnecessarily. Intoxication means drinking. So these 4 things, they will destroy the 4 pillars of dharma. Meat eating will destroy the pillar of compassion. You cannot say I'm a peace lover if you are a meat eater. It's not possible. This boyfriend-girlfriend culture, this outside marriage relationships, or even within marriage, trying to live only for sense gratification, this destroys cleanliness. Your mind will never be clean. A person who is engaged in gambling, he can never speak the truth. So the 3rd pillar of dharma, that is truthfulness, breaks. And intoxication breaks the pillar of tapasya. Nobody can do any tapasya in life if they are a drunkard. So these evil effects of Kali Yuga are spread all over the world. But wherever this Hare Krishna Mahamantra is chanted, these 4 things will not be there. Meat eating, gambling, illicit sex, and intoxication. You will defeat Kali Yuga if you chant the holy names of the Lord. Okay? So with that, I conclude today's discussion. If there are any questions or comments, you can ask. If there are no questions or comments, then we can end the class. You have a question? Okay. Yeah. So one quick announcement. Those who want every Thursday,